Andy, thanks for joining us again to walk back from training. Sorry about the rain this time. At this stage of the week, are you focusing on yourselves or have you started thinking about Australia yet?
Both really. Yesterday was more about ourselves. Monday we dusting ourselves off and reviewing the game, what we did well and what we didn't do well, and what we need to improve on, etc. There's still an element of that today, but we move on to Australia. We moved on to Australia in the broader picture yesterday afternoon, but the detail of how the game plan comes together, etc. starts this morning, which we've had a few good meetings about and a good training session, and then a bit of defence this afternoon on Australia's attack.
So how long does it take for new combinations to settle, do you think? How long does it take for new players, new combos to really play their best rugby in international games? I think it is a little bit overrated time length of combinations. Sure, it helps because to know your teammate inside out is always going to help, but there's other combinations that have to go well in the first place for certain combinations to work. I.e., we need to go forward as a team, you know. So there's a bigger picture there. If you get across the game line, then combinations are a lot easier to work. If you don't get across the game line, then people will always judge a combination wrongly, really, because it's probably other things that's probably gone wrong before that's happened. Perhaps in terms of individuals and combinations, how proud are you of George Ford and Anthony Watson as examples of young men coming and performing well so quickly?
Well, look, last week it wasn't the complete performance by any stretch of the imagination. It was a great win, but the best thing to come about it was, some players really put their hand up and performed really well. You know, the two wings, obviously scoring tries and looking very dangerous was a good part of the game. Ben Youngs and George Ford controlling the game was excellent, and not just setting people up but looked dangerous themselves. So there's some really good parts of the game to come out of it, and a lot of confidence that's been brought over into this week. Probably a little bit of a different kettle of fish this week with Australia, but confidence is high, especially with those young lads.
Turning to Australia, did they set the benchmark, do you think, in terms of backline and attacking play?
They have in the past, they always have, and we've had a look at them as a backline this morning, and they're certainly a threat all over the field, skill-wise and strength-wise, and they certainly back themselves, and that's the way that Australia like to play. You know, that's the heartbeat of their game. You know, you've got to try and stamp your authority as far as your defence is concerned. But again, it ain't just defence. It's all about kick pressure. It's all about set piece pressure. It's all about breakdown pressure. It's about the whole combination coming together. And we've got to have a big say in not letting them do what they want to do.
How long do you think it takes for a new coach to put their imprint on a team? I suppose what I'm saying is, have you seen anything from the Waratahs so far in Australia since Michael Check has been involved? Yeah,
of course. The work rate, the physicality, the will to play from deep and keep ball, etc. is Waratahs' traits, and you can see that shining through straight away. So I think there's a good spirit, very good spirit within the Wallabies camp. I think they've played some excellent rugby on this tour. Even though they've been on the wrong side of a couple of defeats, they'll be looking to finish off very strongly, I'm sure.
How big is this game for England? How big is it to salvage something tangible from the autumn?
Yeah, no, it's massive for us to prove to ourselves, that there's a top class performance in there. The conditions haven't been brilliant to us, but that's no excuse. We want to put an 80-minute performance in, and obviously the win's very important. But we'd like to finish this autumn campaign knowing that we've put our best performance on the field.
You're famous for those team talks in the Lions, obviously in Australia. Where do you summon that passion from, and have the players got that sort of thing coming from you this time?
We'll wait and see. I think you just get the feel of the week and where the boys are at, or whether it's needed or not. Sometimes left well alone is a good thing, because sometimes the players take control and own it, and you don't need too many people shouting the mouth off, etc. But I suppose as a coach, to get the feel of what's needed is important.
Cheers, Andy. Thanks for your time.
Okay.
Spot on.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.